going to be good.
So more people leaving Disney stuff.
Wow.
Hercules. Now, I'm not going to say this thing was going to be particularly good anyway. It's not what I'm talking about. But Disney and the Russo brothers live action remake, Guy Ritchie might have just been like, "Yes, see you later, I'm done." It's more fuel to the fire of people just walking out on projects with Disney and Marvel. So Disney's live action adaptations of its animated classics, somewhat hit or miss. True, the majority were $1 billion hits. Actually, quite frankly, it makes sense why they've been making them until more recently they've been failures. So there's been a great deal of, I wouldn't say great deal of excitement for Hercules. I think middling excitement, maybe tepid excitement. But anyway, so Guy Ritchie was going to be at the helm, and Avengers Endgame directors Joe and Anthony Russo were going to be overseeing the project as producers. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings writer David Callahan had been tapped to write the script and was thought to be hard at work on that before the WGA strike began. Not been any casting rumors. Well, there had been casting rumors, no confirmations really. Ariana Grande, Taron Egerton were being eyed for the roles of Hercules and Meg. There was also rumors of a black Hercules at one point as well. But we haven't had any updates, and now it looks like Guy Ritchie has decided to walk. So Daniel Richtman has been backed by the Diz Insider Show, and I'm not sure whether this is legit or not. FYI, guys, just rumor. But it appears he's too busy to make the movie and has shifted his focus to other projects. So he's just done, basically. Doesn't look like we're going to get an Aladdin 2 either. Yeah, he's done, basically. Just see you later. I'm good. Bye. I've got other projects to get to. It's just that people are sick of it. The sheen has gone from Disney. You know,
Yeah,
it's
Also,
not.
sure.
It's
in
no
the
longer a good
case of
thing to have.
in the case of Guy Ritchie, I think there's another thing than just that Disney's sheen has gone, right? He has directed a live action Disney movie before. He directed the remake of Aladdin. I know this
Mm.
because I saw that remake and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm not going to deny it. That one was actually really, really cool. Uh,
Andre
but
synth
but
confirmed.
that movie grossed $1 billion. What do you think his Hercules movie is going to do now with this Disney brand identity? It's going to
Oh
be a
yeah,
loss for him. There are many other movies that he can do that's going to be better for his career than something that is going to be perceived as a downgrade, because then it'll be his return to Disney remakes. But this one ain't going to cross $1 billion, so it'll be a step down. Just for him, it's a good reason to do something else instead.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that wholeheartedly. Actually, I mean, just from that perspective, I mean, you're going to want as many big blockbuster hits, to your bow as possible. And he's been having some pretty decent returns to form with all of his, actual Guy Ritchie style films. They've been sort of coming back. And he was working on, if I remember rightly, he was working on a Gentleman TV series as well at one point.
Yep, it's still coming.
Um,
That's still coming.
yeah, so he's got so many better things to work on than this garbage. And again, if, as you pointed out, Andre, if you're him, you're looking at the state of affairs, what you can sort of promote and what you can push. It's like, well, I did Aladdin Billion. They haven't contacted me for a sequel yet. But what's the last one's been getting? Sorry, what? Oh, yeah, yeah. Don't really want to flop to my name, or what, another flop, or several flops or whatever. So backing out of it makes a lot of sense.
It's actually worse than that, because if an original movie flops, that's one thing. People in the industry will kind of understand that, because his original movies, they all have very limited budgets. That's one thing. They all have their risk spread across several funding partners. So if one of his movies flops, it's not like you make it or break it for any one studio. If it's a hit, everyone is happy. If it's a flop, no one loses too much on it. And it was an original IP. He has his past catalog, he can move on, right? What is
Yeah.
worse if he does something really, really high profile and he has succeeded at before, and then suddenly the next of those flop, like in this new remake. That's bad because there's other reasons, but just for him, the perception could be, oh, you nailed this before, but now you can't hack it anymore. Maybe we shouldn't be giving you these original stuff either. It could actually be damaging for his career to do another Disney remake, lest that one too cross a billion and show that he still has it.
That's true. That is true. Can't argue with that. Cannot actually argue with that.
Whereas if he does
Yeah.
something original instead, that bombs, doesn't matter. On to the next original stuff. Maybe that will hit. He has enough friends and network that he can do that. But the big Disney flop, that's going to derail.
But the thing about Guy Ritchie is you go to watch a Guy Ritchie movie because it's Guy Ritchie. Like, he actually has his name as a brand. His name is a brand. You know, you go to watch a Guy Ritchie movie.
Just like Jason
You don't.
Statham.
Yeah, no, exactly, right. But he's a rarity now in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and so, you know, pairing it with a company which is kind of on the decline in the respect of its remake sort of projects that they're sort of pushing out. Not a good idea. Like, he's always going to be safe in that regard. When he makes his own movie, you know, people want to go watch him because they're like, oh, it's Guy Ritchie. Let's go and have a look. See what he's done now. You know, it's that sort of vibe, I think. So, I don't know.
I really liked his movie, The Covenant, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Never watched that. Didn't get around to that one.
Yeah, it's on Amazon
Okay.
Prime, I believe.
Yeah, I need to
yeah,
check
it was pretty good.
Tom, you wanna add to? Were you desperate to see Hercules live action?
Hercules.
Fucking Tom's dead.
We only got
Oh,
like
oh.
20 of them already. I mean, especially the
Tom-
Disney one. I don't think we need
Tom
another
alive.
one.
All right. Culture.
Anything Guy Ritchie does, I usually try to see. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that he's stepping away from this does indicate, as Andre mentioned, and probably we've already said multiple times on this episode alone, Disney's a low value company now, and not working with them might be a sign of strength. So, I don't know. I mean, as Nick said, I mean, you know, why would you want to hitch your wagon to Disney right now?
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
Did you see The Covenant, Culture?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah. It's worth a watch.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gents. There you go. Shuffling on now.